Hey everyone, welcome to D&D with Kristi. It is time for us to game again, and joining me as ever are the members of the party. So can we go around really quick, have people introduce themselves and who they are playing?
Okay. I am playing Clue, a tiefling rogue who has, as far as you know, committed no crimes whatsoever.
Nice. Thelvar.
I am playing Silver, human combat mage.
I think you're going to have to check your mic connection because you sound a little Mickey Mouse-ish. You sound, or I don't know, there's something, your voice is a little bit distorted. So just check the...
I was going to say, are we going to go with that? Because that's kind of awesome.
Karen Delver always sounded like a chipmunk.
Yeah, sounds a little bit like you sucked in some helium.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you can also try to reconnect your mic and then reconnect to the thing.
No, that's normal.
Oh, now you're super... Oh, okay. That was amazing.
Yeah, my headset has a program that can change.
My voice in various different ways.
Yes, it does.
I have no idea what any of them sound like.
But, yeah.
Well, it's
How
still...
that got switched on, I don't know. But...
Okay, there you are. There you are.
Go. It was just like if Alvin the Chipmunk and James Earl Jones decided to like be two people or be one person. It was the best thing ever.
Anyway, okay, I'll start again. I will be playing Silver, human combat mage, who is a noble with a curse upon his family that's trying to get rid of it, and it's also somewhat of an undead rights activist.
Okay. Yeah, why don't we go next with Kelsey?
So I'm playing Mara, a monk who is practicing the way of mercy, but may or may not be not possessed, but may or may not also be the reincarnation of a particular thing.
Yes.
Being. Entity?
Mm-hmm. And certainly not least, but last in this order, Corey.
I am playing the wildfire druid Hibara. She makes no promises about not murdering anyone, let's be honest.
All right, so I think last time we left off, does anyone want to do a little wrap-up of what happened in our last session?
I mean, we met the neighbors. That's like the main thing that happened last session.
Then we became temporary franchise, sort of.
Yep. To the Solutions Guild.
Yes, very true.
With an eye to becoming a permanent franchisee.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, I think when we last left off, who was staying where? Who was staying? Yeah, I know that Hibara had built the start of a recycled garden with a fern on the second floor of Trollskull Alley. Mara, was that correct? Is that where she is staying?
Yeah. Okay. Mara's definitely there.
Okay, and yeah, you and Mara are both in the.
Yes, Mara is sleeping in the empty library because
that's right.
Mara
yes.
took all the books to
yes,
compost them.
Yeah, they were damaged beyond repair. They'd been left. Someone left a window open, and several of them were damaged beyond really being readable or usable anymore. So, Clue, where did you end up?
He went down to the dockyard to work on that job he had for Yagra, and then just decided to stay at his house down there.
Okay. And to remind you, you have the mission, you can bring members of the party with you. So, but they don't know about it yet. So if you want their help, then you can tell them about that. Then, yeah, and Thelvar. What did Thelvar do?
Thelvar would have gone back to his home and fixed up the monocle, putting the glass that he was given into the monocle and preparing for the adventure for the next day.
Okay, well, do me an investigation check.
Okay, I forgot to open up my character.
Yeah, that's okay. And even if you have it open, it's usually difficult to find the right... It's such tiny font.
So glad I've got my new reading glasses. That helps greatly with that. You said perception, yeah?
Investigation.
Investigation. That one.
Oh, nice. Well, with that, you Thelvar, as he enters the kitchen, notices that the window he was sure he left closed has now been opened. Also finds a tuft of white fur, almost like a short-haired white cat. Someone had been petting and then just like leaving the fur on the counter behind. And there's a distinct lack of berries that you remember from what you had in the morning. They seem to be actually like no berries compared to what you left with the house. But beyond that, the open window, the cat fur, and the berries, there's nothing else amiss or out of place.
Curious.
Goddamn the backsies.
All right. So you guys all go to sleep in your respective locations. You have a good night's sleep. You get to go ahead and if you had, I don't think anyone lost any hit points or spell slots or anything, but you guys all topped up. And when you wake up in the morning, what's Thelvar's routine in the morning?
Thelvar will get up. He will bathe. Get himself ready. He will then likely head across the street, pick up the pastries, and head up to the tavern.
Okay. Clue, what's your morning routine?
Well, he's gonna wake up, just quickly grab like some bread he still has lying around, and then he is gonna start by, well, I don't know when did we plan on meeting. I assume we're meeting in Trollskull. Because if that's
Thelvar's going to, so
yeah, but if it's like early in the morning, he's just instantly going to be going there. If we plan on meeting a bit later, he's gonna investigate a bit more, just trying to figure out what's going on with all the dead elves.
Okay. What time you guys decide what time in the morning were you meeting?
I assume fairly early-ish.
Okay, so more early. So what time are you going to have a chance to go ahead and do you want to? Okay.
No, I assume, but if just because it doesn't take my time, I am gonna go to the bookshop that's near Skulltorm and just pick up a book on their common.
Oh, okay. So let me pull up the name of the. Oh no, wrong area.
It's a bookworm, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Let me just get there. There's your house. Oh, completely wrong section. Yeah, the bookworm. So you run into Rochelle. He's absolutely thrilled, that he can help you with finding a book on languages. Takes you to the area. What language were you interested in?
Undercommon.
Oh, yes, of course. Very popular these days. Yeah. Come along and takes you over. Recommends 2 or 3 different books that are quite popular based on how often he has to ask for them to be reprinted. And one is 1 silver piece. It looks pretty thin, but also it looks to be more introductory. There is another one that is also introductory, but is a little bit thicker, seems to have like more exercises and practice. And then there's one that is for 5 silver pieces that goes from, seems to like introductory almost to starting you off into intermediary.
Okay,
That's 5.
Yeah, I'll take the 2 bigger ones then. That's
Okay.
how much in total?
The 2 bigger ones, it was at 2 and 5.
2 and 5, so 7.
Shards. Yeah, silver.
Okay.
Shards.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hand him a gold piece then. What should I
Okay.
give?
I think let's just call it 93. I can't do the math.
I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be 3 silver then, because I'm pretty sure it steps of them from copper to silver and then to gold.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure that I need to do the maths on that. You're right. I need to figure those out. Okay, so yeah, while you sort that, if you could, if it's all right, then yes, Mara, it's the morning. You wake up in the library. What's your morning routine? You still with us?
I'm still here.
Oh, okay.
I'm drinking.
Oh, that's okay. Caught you at your coffee.
Mara gets to naturally wake up. Nobody's waking her up. She's just like, do I want to go explore and see if there's any way that I could get coffee? She wanders downstairs and sees if Leaf is now I'm doing it. Leaf is downstairs and she's wondering if she could beg him for coffee.
Oh, right.
Mara's there.
Already awake?
I mean, she only sleeps.
Oh, yes, right.
Sleeps for 4 hours.
Right.
So yeah, she's basically always awake.
Well, you can see, I prefer Leaf too. Let's just call him Leaf. Because I was like, Leaf. And I was like, Leaf Erickson. No, it's supposed to be Liff. I don't know. Like, what we say. Whatever people... I guess it is Liff. Sorry. We call it Liff. And my mistake for calling him Leaf last time.
Now I'm hearing Leaf Erickson, so that's what's going to happen.
You're going to call him. That's fine.
Yeah. I'm like, I know who Leaf Erickson is, so I'm just going to continue using that name.
So there doesn't seem to be any fresh coffee. Some of the beer is barely drinkable now, having been left behind, but there's certainly nothing that would be a decent roast in the tavern, because it having been abandoned for so long.
She just Mara just looks at him and goes, I will take a cup of boiled coffee grounds. Just give me something.
So you can see that there's a packages are being rustled in the kitchen, and then you hear a thunk in the kitchen. Do you want to go check it out?
No. I'm black. I've seen this game. This is not. I'm not gonna die. Are you kidding me?
All right. So as you wait, he comes out with a bag of coffee and a bucket or something where you can go fetch the water, but he can't put on the fire and do everything. So if you want to make coffee, he's brought you the ingredients.
Mara smiles and goes about making her cup of coffee.
Okay. All right. Well, you all arrive. Well, the two who are on their way. Clue arrives with a new book two books in hand. Thelvar arrives with some pastries. Yes, and I will just say that you guys can have. The other thing that happens is that as Thelvar is arriving, the two halflings that were there that arrived yesterday to work on the cleaning also show up about the same time Thelvar arrives. So they're called Bob and Bob. They introduce themselves. Bob and Bob, no relation. And as you go through the door, now that it's daytime and you're not just seeing things by candlelight, you can see that Bob and Bob have done a really good job of bringing the tavern to life. It's amazing how much better it looks now that the scattered broken furniture has been removed, somewhat repaired where it could be. The tables have actually been organized in some sort of way as opposed to just being kind of willy-nilly or even on their sides. The floor itself is no longer full of dust and cobwebs and other things. It actually has a little bit of a sheen to it now that you can see it. And the walls that they worked on dusting down and cleaning off have a kind of a dark paper, like a let's say a dark green paper with a little bit of a print on it that makes the place, before it looked just sort of dusty and almost ashy, but now that it's been wiped down and wiped away, there's a bit of a cozy sort of Middle Earth feel that you can sense kind of coming from the woods and the greens inside the tavern. And you guys meet up and have a chance to talk.
How's it going, guys? The place is coming together, well, cleaning up nicely at the very least.
Indeed. Morning, everybody. Pastries. Offers around the pastries.
Yeah, can you turn your volume up a little bit? That'd be great. Thank you, Hannah. Yeah, much better. Yeah, that's good.
Mara's singing into her giant tankard of coffee. She's just like, coffee.
Ah, that girl. Don't know how she survived at this point.
It's black like my soul. Back off.
Oh, by the way, Bob and Bob pipe up and they say, we've kind of done the cleaning down here. Is it all right if we go up to the second floor and start up on there and then move our way up to the top?
Yes. That seems fine. Thank you very much.
All right. So they grab their buckets and mops and dust brooms and things, and they disappear up the staircase, and you guys are alone.
Wait, Ibarra, don't you want to make sure that they don't like touch your like plants and stuff?
She runs after them.
Glue runs after Hibara because he does not trust her.
They're climbing the stairs, and they're getting to cresting the top of the stairs and sort of looking around to decide where to start cleaning first.
Falling over, she busts in very quickly and goes, "Hey, see that?" And she points to the balconies.
Yeah.
Don't touch that.
Less to clean. All right.
Blue just like running after it, just goes, "Don't pay attention to her. She's bit of a wild child, and I do not mean that as a compliment."
Let's still clean.
They kind of look at you and look at her and look at you, and they're like, "We're gonna go in the other room and clean."
Good idea. Blue just like tries to lead Ibarra back downstairs.
She follows.
Mara's just like, this is why I drink coffee. Coffee.
Okay, so what's the plan for today, guys? We want to take a look at that fissure, or because I have a job in the dock district as well, but might take a bit more time to investigate before we can really do anything with it.
Well, I'm fine with investigating the fissure, but if you need us to help with whatever your job is, then I'm sure we could spare some time for that.
Yes, let's do both.
Well, we're in the same area. Maybe take Dominov and try attack Hibara. By the way, none of you know what his job is, so that just came out of nowhere for you guys.
Yeah, see, we don't ask questions though.
Yeah, smart.
Oh, and while I remember, I'm could have sworn I left my window open last night in my kitchen, but did any of you open it before we left?
Not touching your windows, man.
Which window?
The one in the kitchen.
At his house.
Yes.
I mean, I can check if your house is marked if you want me to.
Yes, that would definitely be useful. Nothing seems to have been taken, but I do seem to have had a stray cat come in and eat all the
Oh yeah, I let that in. I did that.
Fair enough. I'll put some.
It wanted to come in.
I mean, still doesn't hurt to check if your house is marked.
Indeed.
So I guess we're going to Talva's house to check if there's anything in thief scans on his doorstep.
Oh, okay. It's just a few streets over, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's not far away now.
Is everyone going, or or how many people are going?
Well, we might as well all go since.
Yeah, it's on the way to the dock ward, so could
Okay.
just as well.
As you guys are kind of packing up to go, a paper bird comes flying in through the open door. Bob and Bob had let the door open to get some fresh air in. And it lands on the bar.
Guess we'll check it out.
Flying paper, duck.
Yeah. So, paper
No,
birds.
It looks more like an eagle. Sorry, couldn't resist.
Yeah, the paper bird flaps, and then once it touches the surface of the bar, it just sort of like ceases moving and kind of flops over. Clue, when you pick it up, it says on it in common, "I am Vajra Safar, the Black Staff. Come to the Black Staff Tower in the castle ward at once. Bring your friends."
Oh, this is probably for you, Telvar.
I suppose. How far out of our way would this be?
Annoyingly far, but at the same time, it's the Black Staff.
Who's that?
Indeed.
He's the guy who
She.
kind of. Oh, she.
Mhm.
Sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry. Yeah, she is kind of the one who keeps track of all the magic users in the city. Well, not her personally, but she leads the organization.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's Castle Ward, so we can go there after checking my place. I'll stop
So-
off there before we head down to the dog ward.
So this is Vajra Safar. No one here has met her, but you would recognize her from her participation in various ceremonies in the city.
Mm-hmm.
And she is the Black Staff, the honorary title. Yeah. All right. So where are you off to first? Sorry, remind me.
Thalvar's place to check for
Oh,
thieves'
okay.
cant.
Sure.
On the way down, Farah's going to motion to Thelvar and kind of pull him aside. Say,
Yes, what is it?
so, the option's always there. All you have to do is tell me, and then I'll just pull out Grizzle, and you can hop right in. But
Yes,
if you're
yes,
really
yes.
dead
Yes,
set on...
I know that, and I'm very grateful for your offer, but I'm sure I'll find some other way to deal with this curse.
Well, on that, apparently, something's going on right outside the city in the farmsteads, and I've been told it has something to do with your family's curse.
Really? That sounds mighty
Yeah.
interesting.
Apparently, your family's curse is making scarecrows, and they're murdering poor little animals. And now they're attacking people. So no one has
Cannot
died
be
yet.
allowed to stand. We will definitely have to get onto that as soon as we are finished up with our current tasks.
Oh, and one other thing. Something about a deer. Do you know anything about that?
Dear?
Yeah, something about your family and their curse and a deer. something like, they said you had one, but it was like not a deer, but just something with like a deer on it. Do you have that?
That doesn't sound familiar, but I could
well.
be forgetting something.
Is this just a conversation between the two of you? Is it being had outside what other people could hear?
I mean, not really. If someone wanted, I mean, basically, as we're leaving, Ibarra kind of like pulls Thelvar's arm aside so that they're like a couple steps away, but not like out of earshot.
Right. Clue, do you want to do a perception check to see if you can hear their conversation?
Okay, fine. Perception. 18.
Yeah, very good. While Ibarra is talking, something about that sounds familiar. Can you do a religion check for me?
Ooh. Religion. I'm bad at those.
Okay.
11.
You remember, because this is a pretty common thing, because that Bishaba, one of Bishaba's symbols has to do with like antlers, black antlers.
Okay. Definitely not mentioning that to Talva just yet. But,
Now, it sounds familiar to you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It was basically just getting a dossier of dirt on everyone at this point.
It's not dirt, just information.
Yes. All right. So you're off your way. You're off to Thelvar's. You're looking for things that are related to thieves' cans, right? So, Clue, are you going to do this by yourself, or are you going to explain to people what to look for, or how do you want to proceed?
Yeah, Clue is not going to tell anybody
Okay.
about thief cans. Like,
Okay. Yeah.
if you're not in the trades, you're not in the trades, man.
Fair enough. Go ahead and roll perception.
20.
Oh, that's a persuasion. Actually, why don't you make an investigation for me? It should have been
Okay.
investigation. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
22.
So you
I'm good at investigations, guys.
you make a good search. You think of all the creative places where such symbols could be left. Just checking like but you're not seeing anything in particular. You don't see anything that seems that the house has been marked out for to be burgled.
Yeah, so probably just some rando, or indeed a cat.
Before we head anywhere else, Selva's gonna pop in, put some milk on a saucer, and leave it just outside the window that had been left open on the ground, just in case the kitty comes back.
Oh, that's
Aww.
nice. All right, excellent. Okay, yeah. So, having had the house cleared, you guys, I take it, are you heading over to Blackstaff Tower?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, that's a good question. Where is? Oh, there it is. It's right by the Font of Knowledge. So yes, from where you are, it's actually not too far to get from Thelvar's. You just go up past the hospice, and you're able to walk past the market, which the stalls are opening up now. You can smell various pastries and coffees, but also others wares as people are getting ready to sell for the day. Fish are coming in, and other fruits and vegetables, as well as other items that are being sold. You walk through that, around the market, past the halls of justice and the Font of Knowledge, and you arrive at the well-guarded entrance of Blackstaff Tower. Outside, you see two guards, and they've kind of stopped yawning. They're looking pretty alert at this point in the morning. And they're stood there, keeping an eye out on things. There's some people who are coming and going, but they're talking to everybody who wants to enter into the building.
Thelvar will stray up to them. Good morning, dear fellows. I am Thelvar, human combat mage, and I have been summoned here for for a meeting, so here is the proof, if you would so kindly let us through.
So they take the piece of paper and they see Vajra's name on it. Their eyes get a little bit big and like, oh, yes, of course. Just wait here for a moment. So one of them disappears. The other one sort of stays behind, looks at you guys awkwardly.
Are you having a good day?
Oh, yeah. You all having a good day?
Yes, it's quite pleasant. Nice and sunny for a change.
Yeah, well, it's the last bit of summer, and we're getting into the autumn, and then pretty soon it'll be dark winter days again.
Indeed. By the way, soon there'll be a new bar opening up in the North Ward called the Old Haunt.
Oh.
Would love to see you there.
Oh, yeah, my mom lives not too far from the North Ward, so, yeah. Where is it?
Excellent.
Where is it located?
It's up at Trollskull Alley. It's what formerly was known as Trollskull Manor.
Oh, that big place that's been standing empty. I heard that was haunted.
I mean,
Only slightly. Liff is very harmless. In fact, he's our new barkeeper.
What? You guys have a ghost working at your place? That's amazing. Yeah, my mom will love that. She's into all kinds of like occult stuff and talking with, people beyond the grave. I'll have to take her. When are you guys opening?
Excellent. It will be, what would you say, a couple of weeks?
Mara's like, don't look at me. I don't know.
Mara can't tell time.
No, Mara knows
still in
nothing.
the early phases, but don't worry, we'll open up before you know it.
Yes.
Okay.
And spread the word, if you would be so kind.
Oh, yeah, that sounds... I've never been to a bar with a ghost. I mean, the Yawning Portal, you think that's going to be the hottest place because you never know when something might crawl out of the well, but having an actual ghost... I mean, you're not pulling my leg, are you?
Definitely not.
Wow.
Although, I do have to say, sometimes the Yawning Portal does have ghosts, just not intentional.
Yeah, they're not... They don't serve you drinks.
Mara switches a little bit at the mention of the Yawning Portal, just going something like, stupid troll. Damn.
Okay. All right, so the other guard, the taller guard who had disappeared, comes out and is followed by someone wearing sort of like very formal, rich robes, which are like a dark purple color, with a black belt around, things that are around her waist. You can see like obviously component spells, and you get the sense that this is somebody who is a magic user, but also must be kind of much higher up than the guards because of the quality of the fabric of her robes. Mm-hmm. She says, yes, the Blackstaff is will be happy to see you. Please follow me.
Yes, the way.
So she takes you through the gates. There's a courtyard that opens up, and then the actual building. So there's like a gated area before, and then a courtyard, and then the actual building itself. She leads you up a series of staircases. You can't really see what else is going on when you're on these staircases. They seem to lead to hallways, but the hallways don't have anything obvious. It's not like they open up into rooms or anything. They seem like office buildings or rooms that are at least shut off to you. And you go up, you think about like 6 stories. It's you're going up with this, like, your legs are getting a little bit, you're feeling the burn in your legs by the time you get to the top. But she takes you then down this particular part of the building. When you come up the side stairs, they take a sharp left and then a sharp right, and then there is a very long hallway with no doors. But there is a big door at the end of it. The stone floors, your feet echo around you as you all walk. It still is a library. And you can definitely, like, if anyone was coming down this hallway and wasn't doing stealth, like basically invisible, you could be heard. But they get to the door, and the woman in the robes knocks on the door and says, "Please, the Blackstaff will see you now."
Thank you very much. Have a pleasant day. And Thelva enters the room.
Yeah. So as you guys enter the room, it's a magnificent office space, basically. Everything seems to be done in kind of a dark gray color. There are deep red, rich fabric carpets that are on the floor. There are also banners that seem to be hanging on the walls. A roaring fire, even though it's early in the morning, is already going, and occasionally it's not just yellow flames, but you see odd weird colors from whatever is being burned. Green, purple, blue sometimes even tends to spark out. And behind a very large rich looking mahogany table sits this very elegant looking black woman. She is in the middle of writing something. She called to have the door opened as she's finishing up her writing. She doesn't have her black staff with her, but you can tell that she carries with her the authority of somebody who is in the middle of something quite important, but has to multitask. So as she finishes a line of writing, she looks up and smiles and says, "Oh, you came very quickly. I appreciate that. Your punctuality. Please sit down at the chairs." And there are 4 leather chairs with studded little metal nails, tapped in on the seats, small wooden stubby feet on them. Very comfortable, very large, so that when you sit in them, they actually become backstops and almost crest the top of your head. You're almost swimming in these chairs. They're so big.
Yep, Thelva makes himself comfortable in the chair directly opposite her.
Glue just sits down and goes, "To what do we owe the honor, my lady?"
Yes, well, as you probably know, I am Vajra Safar, Blackstaff here in Waterdeep. Renard Neverember is a very good friend of mine, and I ran into him yesterday, and he told me of his unfortunate kidnapping. He also told me that you are the people who saved him. Do I have the right information?
Yes, that's quite correct. Mr. Netherember is a very, very nice man.
Excellent. Well, here in Waterdeep, we have, you might have heard of it, Force Grey and the Greyhands. It's an elite group that helps maintain some of the order here in the city. I have my own elite group of people who help me when it comes to specific problems beyond the scope of the city watch or the city guard. When magical attacks are made or when magical threats are made against the city, I am the person who is tasked with maintaining the safety and well-being of the citizens and residents of Waterdeep.
So why haven't you done anything about the scarecrows then?
The scarecrows. I would imagine that things like that are brought up with the City Watch, and I'm not the City Watch. That would be in the hand of the Open Lord of Waterdeep.
Clue just leans over to Ibar, just let the adults talk, honey. Just keep quiet.
I'm always on the lookout for talented people who might prove themselves loyal and of good service, who would then, of course, be well rewarded for their service to the city of Waterdeep. And as based on Renier's description of your work and your team, it seems like you would be perhaps people who would be of benefit to Waterdeep and would be, after a certain amount of time and work, allowed to enter the elite forces, the elite force that works for me directly here and as the Black Staff. But of course, these kinds of things are earned over time with trust and with building up a relationship. And so I would like to give you, it's a pretty simple task, but one that doesn't so much require your swords or your magic as much as your diplomacy skills. I want to see how well-rounded you are. I know you can fight. You've done that to save Renier, and he described your magical abilities. So I know that they're within your party, you have the ability to do magic and therefore are eligible, you could be part of my force. But can you be persuasive and can you be diplomatic? If you are interested in taking up my task, you can do it at your leisure. You can do it in let's just say the next few days, like next week or so. But I wouldn't leave it longer than a week. The information isn't so time sensitive, but I currently, with dealing with some of the other things that are happening here in Faerun, I don't want to give this task to anybody else. I think it seems perfect, a task for your company, your party here.
Yes, I'm sure we could fit that in with everything we're doing. It sounds right up our alleyway.
Excellent. Well, then I would like you to seek out Hilam. Hlam. Halam's a monk who lives on a cave on the side of Mount Waterdeep. Ask him what he's heard about threats to the city, but try not to annoy him or overstay your welcome. He has a lot of knowledge, Halam, but he's sometimes a bit difficult. If you can get the information that we need, get an answer from him, I will certainly consider anyone who is a resident here of Waterdeep a initiate member into my forces. And I will give you more work than I think, and as you go on, the work will become more important and better paying. This one I can't pay you for. I don't know how you're going to perform, but I can at least, if you're going out for the day, make sure you're well provisioned with supplies. If you're going to be traveling up the mountaintop and you need any extra equipment that you don't have personally, or if you want some food, I can equip you with that.
Mighty gracious of you. I'm sure we could manage that. Our party, for the most part, is fairly personable, and my friend here, Mara, is also a monk, so I'm sure, monk to monk, they can hash something out.
Excellent. Well, the trek out should take you a few hours. To go up the mountain should take you a few hours. Hopefully you won't speak with Hilam too long. And then a few hours back. So I would estimate you could do it within a day. And if you can complete it within a week, if you come back, and she said, do you still have the paper that I gave you?
Indeed I do.
So she takes the paper and kind of writes under where she had written her original note, saying that... write something to the effect of, welcome these people into my office if they have, when they have information on the mission I sent them on. And she dates it, the current date, and she says, good until. Good to biz. Yeah, so she's putting a date on there, and she gives you like 5 days. Where that's gonna get you through the front door. Anything else that the guards will know, that they'll have to go ask her about it, rather than just letting you in. Right. Well, thank you again for your punctuality. I appreciate you coming so quickly. Certainly looks favorable upon you. And I wish you all good luck in your efforts.
Thank you very much.
Right.
Anyone have any questions?
Well,
You just want us to talk to a dude in a cave on a hill?
Mm-hmm.
Well, actually, since we're trying to avoid annoying him, are there any topics you really shouldn't bring up around the guy?
Lamb. He is a standoffish kind of character. Monks who've lived on their own for too long. He doesn't have, to my knowledge, there isn't a particular topic that would be off limits, but he does manage to somehow get information about threats from the city. I don't know if he's got contacts or whatever else, but if he has heard anything or he can share anything with you, I would just say try to be persuasive. You will not get anywhere threatening him. I advise against physical confrontation.
Okay. Any gifts he might like?
Well, monks live rather Spartan lives. There's nothing that I can recommend, but certainly if you want to try something, I leave that to your imagination and your ingenuity. This is part of what we'll see in your managing the task.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thank you for the information.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll get on it then.
Indeed.
I will say, by the way, that just as a reminder, Omen was going to give you an update not today. He thought it was going to take 3 days, including yesterday, before there would be any updates on how the City Watch was proceeding with the fissure. So today is kind of a sort of a free day, and he would be getting back in contact with you sometime tomorrow. Just FYI.
Okay. So, I mean, I guess first we'd leave the office before having this conversation. But...
Yep. And obviously, any conversations you have in that loud hallway, you notice that your voices carry. Like everything you say just sort of echoes around the room. It's almost like you could hear a conversation long before you actually get to the like you could hear what people are talking about all the way down the hallway. So yeah.
Okay. What job do you guys want to do first?
Well, I don't really want to see another monk.
Well,
Anytime.
I mean, if you want to check out the fissure first, we check out the fissure first.
Let's do that.
Yes, we could do the fissure, or we could check up on your location. Either is fine with me.
Yeah, I guess we're going towards the fissure, and while we're in the dock ward, like Chloe's just in general gonna be paying attention just in case he notices anything. Or anybody like
have you told anybody about? You haven't told anybody about the job yet? Okay.
They know there's a job. They do not know what it is.
All right.
They're just like, let's do a job.
Okay. Yeah. So you head from the tower. You make your way over across. What road is that? Head down Waterdeep Way, and then cut over around the trades ward, heading south along Small Street, heading into the dock ward. And you notice that somewhere... what did I do? Okay. No, my map went a bit wonky. As you get down to like where the Fish Gut Court is, there's a whole bunch of City Watch there, and an area that's been cordoned off. And you can see that there's a lot of things going on, like people are going back and forth. There's a lot of traffic. City engineers, other kinds of guild members are being brought down. You can see that people are hauling planks of wood, 2x4s or whatever else, and going in and out. But everyone who goes in and out of this area has a piece of paper that they are showing to one of the City Watch before they are allowed to pass through.
Mm-hmm. And I assume we do not have that piece of paper.
No, you don't.
I guess, do you guys think
Can I try persuasion on the City Watch?
I don't think I can just talk myself.
You can try.
I mean...
No, like for Mara doing persuasion.
That's the smart idea for Mara.
Yeah.
Come on, my charisma's not that low.
No. It's just the City Watch or the City Watch. It's not about your persuasion. If you rolled if you rolled a 20, they might let you look. I'll just say, if you rolled a 20, they might allow you to look around inside, but they're not going to let you get anywhere near that fissure, right? Without the right paperwork. So,
never mind then.
You'll unlock that area soon. it's like like GTA. Like you can't get into part of the city until you.
I guess we look for a guy that has the piece of paper and just give him a quick follow.
All right. So you notice that one of the construction people are walking down the street, and as you're heading down Fish Street, you see someone doing it's a human playing a game, a human male or dude, doing a game of 3-card Monte on the corner of Fish Street and Wastrel. Is that Wastrel Alley? As you pass by, he shouts out to Clue, "Oh, it's good to see a friendly face," and sort of like stops you in the street. You've never met this person before.
Oh, it definitely is, isn't it?
Yes.
Like, he probably knows what this is about.
A friend of yours, Clue?
I have many friends, Salvar. Many friends.
Jolly good.
Come on. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. Right. I thought I had this down, but I don't. Dang it. All right. Sorry, guys. Clue, do you have you're gonna have to go on Twitter.
Yep, problem?
Yeah.
Definitely nothing suspicious happening here, boys.
Yeah, nothing suspicious at all happening here. Of course you do that now. All right. So yes, they say to you, "Oh yes, it's good to see a friendly face."
Nice to see an old friend, isn't it?
Yeah. My sister told me you were coming.
Wouldn't happen to be a big girl, would it?
She is a big girl. So, are you down here to get gossip on the birthday party?
Yeah, I'm also always in for some good gossip.
I know what you mean. Well, you know what they said, this latest party, it's going to be a come as you are kind of event.
Yeah, that tends to be the nature of those kind of things, isn't it?
Yeah. So, tell me, are you going on your own, or are you going to bring some guests with you?
I mean, bring along some friends always makes the party more fun.
I think you're right. I absolutely agree. Yeah. Well, one thing I've heard, though, is if you do go to that party, make sure you avoid anything with eggs in it.
Yeah, you don't want to catch something like last time.
Yeah, that poisoning is not good. Well, hey, it was good to see you. I'll tell my dad that I saw you.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. If he after the party, if you have a good time, you should stop by and see him yourself. My dad's down at the Yawning Portal. He's got some friends he'd like you to meet.
It's been too long since I've seen him.
All right. Yes. Well, good luck with that then.
Thanks. See you later.
See ya. Right.
You never know when you run into friends, right? Just like pat Stalver on the shoulder.
Indeed. Once you're firmly in the city, then it's so easy to make friends. I must say, I would never have taken you for petty gossip, but it's nice to know that we've got an invite to a party. I do love a nice party. Is it a masquerade ball?
It's the Dockwart, man. Our parties tend to be a bit more down and dirty.
Fair enough. I'm not beyond getting down and dirty myself. You know, some of those mages up at Neverwinter Academy, they can really rough sorts at times. So I'm used to it.
Yeah, I guess while we're looking at how to get that paper, we can just look around.
Yeah. So
Guys. have maybe Hibara. How do you feel about walking in front?
Okay. Where are we going? Oh,
We're just exploring, seeing if we can find anything. Definitely. Why don't you just go around and walk through some alleys? Why don't you?
So
okay.
No.
Is she gonna get lost? Do I roll to find if she's gonna get lost?
Chloe's gonna
yeah, go ahead and roll survival.
Actually, very good at survival.
Oh yeah, you did very well. Yeah, you're fine. I mean, sometimes you end up in an alley you're not familiar with, but it comes out onto a road that you know, and then you reorient yourself, and you're able to figure out exactly where you are. I will say, just because I know that a lot happened last time, what Yagra told you was that it's happening in the dead of night.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
so it's not happening at the time of day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we just continue looking for somebody who we might be able to get some permissions from.
At the moment, while you were having your conversation, the construction guy disappeared out of sight.
Damn it.
Although
You just had to stop and talk to a friend, didn't you?
Having friends in this city is important.
Indeed it is.
Mara's unconvinced.
Yeah, so I'll let you guys talk out and decide what you want to do.
Well, it doesn't look like we're getting to see the Fisher today. And by the looks of it, your contact isn't around, so what else do we have on the agenda? Anything besides the monk?
I guess we could go see the monk. Yay, monk.
Oh, and don't forget the scarecrows.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Are the scarecrows on the way to the monk, or is the monk on the way to the scarecrows?
The
I think
scarecrows
they're in
are
opposite direction.
yeah, well, Undercliff is closer. So that's I mean, Hibara didn't mention it, but the location is Undercliff is where the scarecrows are.
outside of the city.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be new for a clue.
So, Undercliff Village, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm. You can go there if you'd like.
So
do it.
out the river gate seems like the quickest way there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the river gate is a bit special. I don't know, yes, or is it the... No, the river gate is normal. I said nothing. Because I know there's like one gate that you can't like normally go in and out of. It's only for fishermen and stuff.
Oh, I wonder if that's the farther south, but I'm unaware of any problems with the gates today.
Yeah.
Today the gates are open.
Okay.
Boom, I'm the DM. I can make that happen.
Yep. Oh, wait, I think it's the west gate that goes to the mud flats. That's the special one.
Okay, yeah. Right. Well, if you are going to go straight from the dock ward over to Undercliff?
Yep.
Yes, so.
Out the river gate, just follow the path.
Okay. Well, it's a lovely day. It's by the time you have had your conversation with the Blackstaff and done your little reconnoiter and failed attempt to see the Fisher, not failed, but it just didn't work out today. Yeah, you head over to the river gate, the city guard. There's not a lot of traffic leaving Waterdeep, so there's no real problems getting through or waiting or anything. The guards just kind of wave you through as you're leaving, and you head out into the lovely countryside. The air is, it's, in the city there's all kinds of smells, horses and whatever else that happens to be coming out of the shops that you pass by. But as you get to the fresh air of the country, for a while you have some very clean smelling air, and then you smell some horses. And you know you're getting closer to farms.
Smells like home.
Yeah.
Is it? Was it outside? Smells like Jesus.
Yeah. So you it's so plain. I don't there's so lacking of flavor in this air. You make your way up Undercliff Way and you go past what you see are people are farming. It's autumn time, so it's time people are doing their harvest work. You see wagons that are being piled with things like wheat, and people are doing various stuff with their plowshares or whatever, in the fields doing their work. And as you make your way up to Undercliff Village, it's probably getting to be about noon as you pass the little lake there that is on your right hand side as you hit the main village.
Velvar looks around for someone that knows what they're doing.
Right. Well, outside of what seems to be a sort of general store is an older man, gray, kind of a potbelly. He seems to be in the retirement years of his life, and he's just on a bit of a rocker as people are going in and out of the general store. He's how you doing?
Greetings. I am Thelvar, Human Combat Mage, and these are my friends. We've heard tell that your lovely village here is having a spot of bother with some scarecrows.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's been terrifying. Oh, hi, I'm Zeke. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Zeke.
Yeah, well, if you guys are looking for information on the scarecrows, well, happily they haven't killed anybody yet, but they have killed some livestock in the farm a little bit farther south from us, and they're scaring some horses, and that's kind of weird. Some people describe one as having like a gray colored face. Another one says that it's an orange color tinge to it. Doesn't seem to be a consistent description, but they're terrifying some people.
Mighty concerning. I'm glad no one has been hurt, but the livestock or something must be done about that, and that's why myself and my company here are to help.
Oh, well, yeah, that's great. If you go down the road a little bit, you're going to meet Ethan and Ethel. They run the farm down there closer to Undercliff. You'll be able to talk to them. That was the last time I heard anything. It was in the area of their farm that I heard anything about any problems. I think they got a dog just to keep themselves safe, so.
Very smart move.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shall we head off then, my friends?
Well, we should. But as they move, Clue just kind of quickly grabs over. When we get to the monk, don't do the entire introduction thing. It wastes a lot of time and won't go over well, I think.
Do you say that in range of Hibara?
I mean, he's not trying to hide it, but
okay. She pipes up. Yeah, especially because it's supposed to be your fault.
Wait,
what's my fault?
How is the monk his fault?
Not the monk. The scarecrows.
Oh, I mean, that's a different subject altogether.
How are the scarecrows my fault? There's been nothing about scarecrows in my family's history.
I don't know. That's what I've been told.
I mean, once you start messing with dark forces, weird shit starts happening. That's just how it is.
I haven't meddled with dark forces. Dark forces have meddled with my family.
I mean,
there's not much a difference.
If you're trying to deal with dark forces, some people get to dabbling, don't they?
Yes, that's true sometimes, but sure no one in my family did. My father certainly didn't, neither did my grandfather.
Well, y'all had to get cursed somehow.
Well, let's just watch out for any antlers, shall we? Just in case.
Fair enough. Oh, now where is this nice couple? Let's have a look, shall we?
Yeah. All right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh. Oof. I just saw the map and that statement's gonna look ironic in a second, I feel.
Yes.
Why
So
am I having flashbacks? Where am I? There, okay,
everyone should be
so-
there. Yeah. Can you all move your
They're here.
characters?
Nope. I'll do
Why can't I zoom in?
Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. Controlled by who is this? Oh, I tried to. Oh, you know what? Why don't you guys drag your tokens? I'll take them off. You can drag your tokens onto the screen,
There we
and
go.
then you'll be
I
able to
can
move
see
them.
again.
Yeah, I tried to drag them, but they turn into generic tokens if I do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't want to be Krillin again. Thank you very much.
Yeah. So when you get to the local farmstead, this is what you see. Sort of basically a farm.
Okay. Guess I'm coming up to the building and knocking on the door.
Yep, all that comes with. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. Let's try the house.
All right. So you can't. It's kind of weird that these tokens. I guess I could put them on bigger background, on lighter backgrounds, so they're not so. But anyway, he's either like huge or it's not a very good size. Anyway,
At least he's not dead, because that's how they look like.
I legit.
Oh my god.
yeah, I can turn him to the side, but I could not. He's on the no. That just looks weirder. Okay, I'm gonna leave him there. Yeah. So a guy opens the door. He says, yeah, hello.
Ethan, I presume.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, we heard about your scarecrow problems and are offering to help.
Oh, well, I mean, that's nice and all, but we don't have any money to pay for adventurers. Sorry.
Don't worry about it. We're here for kind of personal issues, actually.
Indeed, I'm somewhat of a monster hunter, and hearing stories like these really get my goat. And I just had to come out here and see what way I could help. No gratuities expected at all.
Oh, well, yeah, if you're willing to kill monsters for free, yeah. We actually just last night, we thought we saw some of them running around out in the back property. He kind of points straight ahead, sort of at the rocky area in the roads, where the road kind of goes down off of the map in this direction kind of area. But you see, we got a dog, and a dog comes to. It's like a golden lab. Sorry, it's a Labrador. Yeah, they have golden labs, don't they?
Yeah, they're called yellow.
Yellow lab.
They're
Yeah.
yellow.
Thank you. A friendly
The
dog.
local dog person.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
aren't you a handsome fellow?
He's like, oh, he comes looking for pats, and he's like leaning up against you now, and his tail's wagging and thwacking Mara as he's like turning around in circles, waiting for everyone to pat him.
Mara just leans down and just like shoves her face in the fur. Goes, the puppy.
And he starts licking your face and licking your ears and licking anything he can get near you. He just puts a tongue on it.
The sad thing is that is my life on a regular basis.
Humans.
Yeah. Ethan says, yeah, he's a good thing that the scarecrows don't come near the door. He'd probably hug him. He'd probably knock him over and wag tail to him to death. He's not the. No, he has a good bark, and that seems to keep him at bay. But he's more show. he's not bark or that much bite, but he seems to be doing the job. Aren't you, boy? He gives him a
He's
pat.
a good doggo.
Ah, yes, I know the sort. I used to have a pet dog ourselves. Rather a big boy he was. Looked intimidating, but would more likely to lick you to death than bite you.
Yeah, well, since we saw movement out in the far part of the road over there, he points again to that part of the map that you can see. Like, we stayed by the house today. We were staying in pairs. We're not splitting up and not getting out of each other's sight. So, I haven't seen anything this morning. We've stayed in the house with the doors closed mostly. When we had to go out, we've done it in, just as much as we need to and come back. So you're free to look around.
Thank you. Is there anything you can tell us about them? What do they look like? What sort of time of day do they usually come around?
Well, normally it's dusk, or they go around at night. But I mean, that doesn't mean that they're just around at night. It just means that seems to be when they do their movement. Maybe it's because they know that we're sleeping, or that's when we're most vulnerable. Other than
that sounds logical.
Yeah, they're pretty quiet. You kind of catch the movement out the corner of your eye, and then you look hard, but it's in the middle of the night. And you know how, like, when you try to look at something in the dark and you look straight on, it's actually harder to see it than when you see it out of the corner of your eye?
Indeed, I do.
Yes.
Indeed, I do.
Yeah, it's like they hide in that. So, I don't know. Like I said, we kept the lights on. We kept the candles burning last night when we went to sleep.
Very good move. And they always come from about that direction, you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What's the site of the latest attack?
I don't know. I mean, we stayed home all day. I've heard that that people have seen a scarecrow here and a scarecrow there. Happen to kind of along this sort of area, not quite up to the village, not quite to the city. The reports seem to be coming from between south of the village and the city walls.
Okay, good to know.
Indeed. Oh, unless anyone else has any questions, I think we should get on to it.
Indeed.
Must protect the doggo.
Oh, most definitely. Such a good boy.
Yeah. He's still looking for pets. He wants to follow
Mara
you guys.
hasn't even stood up. Mara is like engrossed in this dog. Like, doggy, 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 doggy. Who's got paws? You got paws. Doggy, 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 doggy. Who's got paws?
I feel like you'd have a bad time in the field ward. You're just getting this intimate with a random dog.
If you don't get this intimate with a random dog, you're not human.
I mean, close to the field ward, like half of the dogs there try to bite your face off. You need to be a bit more cautious.
They're good dogs. All dogs go to heaven.
The point of the movie is they don't.
Hush. Charlie was a good boy. I will fight you on that.
Let's go hunt some scarecrows who are definitely not going to heaven.
They're gonna hurt the doggo, so let's go.
Yeah. So, what do you guys want to do?
I mean, we don't have that. Well, we have a general direction that we can check out, right?
Yeah.
Head that way. Look out for signs and.
All right. So you guys are going to be checking for things.
Yep.
Okay. So anyone who wants to look can either roll investigation or survival.
Oh, definitely run.
Okay. Yes. So, sorry. Is that your 12? No. Clues. I don't see. Yes, that's your 12.
Yeah,
okay. So for you, it's you're kind of a city guy. You're used to looking for footprints in the sewers and things. This sort of dirt road is kind of throwing you off a little bit. Hibara, though.
Halt it!
Hibara, you notice some things that look quite unusual. It looks like steps, but steps that have been wiped away because something dragging has almost dragged over where the impressions on the earth are. Thelvar, too, you're a noble. What do you know about tracks in the dirt? Like, this is... You're doing, you're making your efforts, but you just kind of can't distinguish between, a boot and a different kind of work boots or, different kind of farm shoes. Mara, too, you've been in the woods long enough where you're seeing not only, like you and Habara noticed not only just that these prints have some kind of drag after them, like a fabric or something like that, but
Or a dead body.
yeah, they're not covered up enough. They just seem to be messed up. A clean print in the dust is just sort of sad, but these seem to have dirt pulled into them and elongated, dirt moved around them. Also, you're noticing when you see a couple of them that there's multiple sizes of these footprints.
Interesting.
What do you see?
Somebody tried to cover up these prints. They didn't do a very good job about it. It's like, come on now. Even the cartoon, like, every person basically learns you take a tree branch and sweep.
Maybe they were dragging something big.
Like a corpse.
Or a dead horse.
I mean, that's technically also a corpse, just of a horse.
Of course.
So, by the way, where you guys are, there's also a cliff face. You can see that there's a little rise here. So this area is actually like the bottom of a little rise, like a rise in the land. But instead of it being grassy, it's almost a little bit more rocky. So there's another level as you're looking straight on here.
Okay. So Hibari, which way do the tracks go?
That way.
You notice that they head down this way. Here, I don't know if you can see me bip in there, but that's my bip. I should change my color, but I'm not quite sure how to change from that tan to something more vibrant. But
Bip again.
Sorry, yeah, they head over in this direction.
So that's to change the color, just clicking on the color in the bottom left next to your character, and you just get a list of colors.
I don't have a character though.
No, into just the bottom left, you see the list of players. I mean, I see you in there.
All right. Well, I just messed it up because I just made mine go away. It disappeared now. I don't know where it is. So anyway, we'll figure it out later. We'll deal with the game now.
Over here?
Yes, that's right. In that direction.
Guess that's where
That way.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Ibarra probably should be taking the lead because
Mara and Ibarra should be going the same direction.
As you guys clear this bush, you see a scarecrow that is standing still in the bottom part. It's just
Hibaro blasts it.
No!
God damn it, Thomas.
yeah. Okay. All right. Let me check. The firebolt goes wide. Everybody roll initiative. Click your tokens. Oh wait. Before you do, hold on. Let me I'll clear the list. Yes, I want to clear the list. Okay. Yep. Go ahead and roll initiative.
Well, it looks like Clue's going first.
How did they do? Oh, they got an 18. That's pretty good. Okay.
I still have 22. And considering there's only one of them, I am gonna try on a bit of a prayer charm person.
Okay, let me see what there are.
Well, if I click it, no. It's a wisdom saving throw against my 13 spell DC.
Okay. There we go. And you notice that it has no effect.
Ha! Guess it's too dumb to charm. And yes, he is going to. Oh, that's why he was complaining.
All right. Well, as the fireball and the, goes off near it, the completely still scarecrow, which is a burlap sack with holes cut into it for the eyes and a mouth you can see. It's wearing also kind of like an orangey flannelish, an orangey material kind of shirt and like a burlap kind of made into almost like a skirt kind of bottom. It turns its head and you see a glow in the area where the eyes should be as it fixes on you and goes,
Okay, guys, it's another dude in a suit, and then he's just gonna quickly.
You've already, yeah. So
I'm behind this tree a bit.
okay, well, you didn't do your movement on your turn though.
No, but I did charm person, then I moved.
Okay.
I did the big person, then.
Okay.
Ran away.
Thelvar, you are closest. It's going to glare at you in a terrifying way. You have to do a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, God. My worst stat.
Hey, you made it. All right. So as it makes that noise and glares at you and tries to terrify you, you hear other screams coming from higher up. And you start to see movement at the top of the cliff as... Oh, I'm on the wrong layer. You see two more jump down the 30 feet, which is their movement, and also hiss at each of you. That's their turn. Next up, Mara.
Mara gets closer, and I think that's all I can do. Let's see here.
Yeah, we got 30 feet of movement.
I think I have 33. No, I have 10.
I'm sure you have more than 10 feet of movement. I'm sure.
10 would be very short. Standard is 30.
Yeah.
And you're a barbarian, so you don't get extra, and you're human, so yeah, you should have 30.
Hold on. Wait, no, go back to where I was. I want to do a measurement here.
You should be able to just hold Q while you move, and that should.
Oh, that's not what I wanted to do.
Each square is 5 feet too, so you can just count it up. Old school.
Yeah, 30 feet. If you went straight along 30 feet, literally the square above Thelvar.
4. Okay. Right here?
That looks a little much.
I was going to say.
Yeah, from where you were 30 feet here.
To Thelvar.
All right, cool. And that's all I can do.
Okay. Next up is Thelvar.
Well, the rags they're wearing look quite flammable. Let's see if we can teach Ibarra how to do a firebolt.
Okay, yep, that hits. Which one are you attacking?
Go for the one in the middle.
Okay. All right. Takes 8 fire damage. Let me see. Vulnerabilities. Here's a good question. What happens when something is vulnerable to fire?
Think double.
Double.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So it singes one of its arms quite badly, and it screeches in pain at you. Anything else?
Don't you make that noise at me, you blackguard. And no, I think Thelvar's gonna stay put. And throw his sword ready.
Okay.
Because, yeah, Mara's firebolt kind of got him off guard a little.
Okay, then next up is Hibara.
Gonna shoot this one
With?
with a firebolt.
What's the distance on that?
120.
Oh, okay. Yep. Yeah, crit.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That guy dead. Ooh, 20.
Okay. Yeah, you see it. It screeches as fire sort of like consumes it and it singes it. You can tell that it starts screaming out in pain, and it's still standing, but it's definitely charred. Okay.
Back to Clune, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Just gonna quickly peek from behind the tree and just short bow attack this guy.
Okay. Yep.
Doesn't hit. Turn sneak attack off because I don't get him. 10 piercing.
All right. Yes. Well, the your short bow, as it flies through the air, it lands and pulls off an entire arm. So it's a one-armed scarecrow at this point. It's still standing, but you can tell that it's going to have a much more difficult time attacking in the next round.
Nice shot.
Okay. So now these guys get their attacks. This one down here is also going to look. It's going to look at Mara this time, and with its terrifying eyes, and do a terrifying gaze at you. Please do a wisdom saving throw. Dang, you guys are doing well. So you managed to shake off that attack. This one here is going to do the same at Thelvar. Go ahead and give me a wisdom saving throw. All right. So, as you stare into its evil eyes, you get almost mesmerized by the flames that are behind that burlap sack. And you are now frightened until the end of the Scarecrow's next turn. So you are basically paralyzed and can't do anything on your turn. This one is going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, and it's going to try to terrify Mara. So go ahead and do another wisdom saving throw for me.
Oh, come on.
All right. You are also paralyzed until the Scarecrow's next turn. So.
Why can't you people just stop next to things so I get sneak attacks?
And also, this one's too is going to use its movement to get a bit closer. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll be there right now. Okay, that's their movement. Mara, you're paralyzed until the Scarecrow's turn. Thalvar, you're also paralyzed. So now we're to Hibara.
So these two are terrified.
Mm-hmm.
I do have one question. Firebolt sets things on fire. So does that mean these two scarecrows are on fire?
In this case, they're not taking fire damage every single round unless the spell says it, but they did get double damage because it was fire.
Okay.
But the arrow didn't do double damage. Except it was a crit or something. Oh no, it was just a short bow attack.
Well, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a flammable target, a flammable object hit by this spell ignites if it isn't being worn or carried.
Okay, so then what does it say? It's on fire. Does it take damage at the start of its round?
I'm not sure.
I think
Normally,
worn or carried, it just means like characters can't catch you on fire, but if you're like just shooting like a tree, you can catch it on fire.
yeah, because if it was meant to take damage every round, it would say it starts its round with a 1d6 of fire damage or something. So.
Yeah. They want you to light things on fire with it, but they don't want it to be a mechanic in the actual combat.
Yeah. There are spells that start with damage every round, so yeah, they have rules on those.
here. Puts me. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
And move there. And we're gonna summon Grizzle right in between these two.
Okay.
So
Oh, yeah.
they gotta make dexterity saving throws.
Which one is your which one is Grizzle? The elemental fire?
Yeah, I think it's labeled greater elemental.
Hold on, let me scroll down. I see major fire, major.
That might be it.
Okay.
Look like a ball of fire with kind of a happy face on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Here
Yeah,
he is.
put him right. See, can I move him?
I can.
Right there.
I can give him to you to be controlled by. Yes. Yes, generic token. Come on, controlled by. There we go. Yep. You should be able to move him now.
Yeah, perfect. All right.
Okay.
So he explodes when he comes in, so they need that dexterity saving throw.
Okay. That was the first one. What's your spell saving throw?
13.
Okay. And they all fail.
14, so I guess 28 fire damage to both of them.
All right. This one burst into complete flames. He's gone. Say goodbye. This one, what damage has he done? Oh, yeah, that's enough damage for him. He is also just entirely burnt into flames. Bye-bye to him. Yeah, so they're both gone.
Let me see if he's close enough. I don't. Oh, okay, that one is. It's only 25 feet away. All right. So then, after he's popped out, so that's the action.
Mm-hmm.
Bonus action is to make him shoot a tiny little fireball at the last one remaining.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack. Yeah, that'll hit. And your damage is times
8.
2. 8, but multiplied because it's flame, right?
Yeah.
So 16. Yeah, it hits him. You see him singe. You see some of his hay catch on fire. You see the mouth open, yawing into a screech. Ah! But he's still up. And he is still moving. That one hadn't been a hit yet. So.
Yep, and that's all I can do for my turn.
Well, I think that's a pretty good turn. Yeah, you're up. Clue's up.
Well, guess I'm just gonna try and hit it with my short bow.
Okay.
16.
Yep, that hits.
7 piercing damage.
Okay. He's still up. And there we go. Yep. He's looking hurt, but he's still on the move and he looks like he can do some damage. All right. So now it is the Scarecrow's turn. He's going to go ahead and run up to Thelvar and make 2 claw attacks. That'll hit. Yep. 22 hits. I take it.
22.
Yep, that's
yeah.
Yeah, that's 7 damage, and he gets a second claw attack. And that one misses. That's his bad arm. That's his arm that he thought was there, but it's gone now because of the fire. All right, and that's their turn. So, you're unfrozen now, Mara. It's your turn.
Yay! Great. So Mara's gonna go ahead and do a loop-de-loop around Thelvar so she doesn't hit him.
Yeah, sure. If you want to position yourself at 6 o'clock, you can strike
Right
with
there.
advantage, which is +2. If you move one more
6
square.
o'clock.
Yeah, yep,
One more right there.
yep.
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and beat him with my quarterstaff.
Okay. Go ahead and do your swing. So 13 hits. 8. Let me check where he is. Am I in the wrong way? Oh, he is looking battered now. He is looking like he's almost drunk with like his inability to maintain his limbs and whatnot. He's still walking around, but you have a feeling that it's not going to take much to knock him over at this point.
All right. Well, in that case, I'm gonna use a Fury of Blow. I'm gonna go ahead and do a Fury of Blows,
Yeah, go ahead. Make your attack.
which is unarmed. Come on. There we go.
That misses barely. You swing by and you want to aim for his body, but that's part of. Okay, yep, that one hits.
And then the second one hits.
Yep.
Also, don't forget she has flanking advantage. I don't know.
Oh yeah, +2, so a 12. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't matter. Yep. How do you want to do it?
Mara goes basically takes the scarecrow's head, rips it off, and then just kind of looks at it and just kind of pokes it with her finger, kind of like you would a punching bag, only just with her finger.
Yeah. All right.
Poke, poke, poke. That's for trying to hurt the doggo, and chucks the head.
Excellent.
Well, only caring about the dog, not Telvar. Noted.
Yeah.
Well, the doggo was why she was fighting. Delvar got hurt.
Yeah. So as you're doing this, you look back at the farmhouse and you see that both the farmer and his wife, the farmer in the dell.
Wife.
Yeah, they're not they're not lying on the floor dead.
Farmer in the dell.
Yeah. But they are watching this, like they're amazed, and like they're just absolutely impressed with how quickly you were able to dispatch of these very, very annoying, scary scarecrows. Yeah.
Is it just me or the figurines of the farmer and his wife? God, I'm gonna continue to sing that song for the rest of the day. Super creepy.
Yeah.
I think they kind of look like they're dead. Like a link.
These are the free images. They're not the premium paid ones. You can see why.
So, Velva is gonna go and examine the non-incinerated corpse.
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, which one is that? Oh, yeah, the one by Mara. Okay.
Yeah, the one Mara ripped.
The remains that here.
Yeah.
Clue is gonna try and climb this cliff to see if he can find anything at the top of it.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and give me an athletics check.
Can I do acrobatics instead?
Yeah, sure, why not? Acrobatics is fine. Yeah,
Right.
yeah, you nimbly climb right up there, hopping from rock to rock, and finding handholds all the way.
And then he's just gonna see if he can figure out where these scarecrows came from.
Yeah, in this, yeah, you can go ahead and do a survival check.
Survival.
Okay. The grass is different from the dirt. Like in the dirt, once it was pointed out to you what the tracks look like, it was harder for you. It was easier for you to identify them. But at this point, yeah, you just have just grass, and they don't really seem to press the grass down very much. They don't seem to weigh enough to really leave heavy footmarks. So you don't see any particular trails. You can kind of see where they were stood for a while, watching you. You think. Because they were in one place for a while or might have been moving back and forth, but it isn't quite obvious. So.
Well, nothing to see up here, guys. Do I need to reroll acrobatics to go down?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You never know what's going to happen. You got a nat 20 last time. You could get a 1. Yeah, you're not quite as graceful, but you're fine. Like, you skid a little bit. Some rocks go loose, but you managed to get down without hurting yourself.
Well, I've got nothing.
Mara was looking. Who was looking at the remains of the unburnt one?
Thelvar was.
Thelvar was. Okay.
Mara chased after the head of it because Mara tossed the head off somewhere, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Hibara's gonna look for the chase after follow the head, and then like examine that. So kind of doing the same thing for Thelvar as Thelvar is, but just the
Okay.
head.
What are you looking for, each of you?
The stag mark, if there is one.
Oh, okay. Thelvar, what are you looking for in your scarecrow?
Looking to see if it was a creature disguised as a scarecrow or whether it was animated by some sort of magic.
Okay, Thelvar, can you do an Arcana check? And Hibara, please do me an investigation.
What is that?
We should have swapped roles. You should have done the survival. I should have done the investigation.
Yeah, there's nothing on there that you're identifying. Either of you, you're not really getting anything off of it other than there's a burlap sacks. It looks like hay. No particular marks. No evidence of magic.
And she feeds it to Grizzle.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Let somebody else
Incinerates it.
first.
Alright. Well, the farmer Ethan comes out and says, "Well, that was something. I haven't seen anything like that since they put on the Griffin shows over at the Harvest, or what is it called, Bright Swords Day, like the last year. That was amazing. I look, I can't pay you or anything, but I would love to have you guys over for lunch. You must be hungry after all of that fighting and stuff. Would you like to join us?"
Oh, that would be mighty fine of you.
Yeah, let's make it quick. We still have, scarecrows to hunt. Doctors were the only ones.
He said, "Well, I don't. I think the problem has only been, I think you got all the scarecrows. I mean, those are the one was a burlap, one was an orange, and one had kind of like an ashy kind of face on it. Those are the ones that I heard about. I haven't heard about any other ones since that."
Mm-hmm. I mean, even still, they must have their source. They don't seem, natural.
No, they're definitely not natural. That's for sure. Yeah, so they invite you in. It's a very humble home, but they have, done what they could with it in terms of making it cozy and more rustic in its feel. They bring you out some coarse bread that has been freshly baked this morning, a bit of cheese. They offer you some weak ale as well as some water. And also like a side of a sausage or something for you guys, and say, "Please help yourselves." It's not much, but we weren't expecting heroes to stop by for lunch today.
Oh, think nothing of it. It's very generous of you to share what you have with us. And this food is delicious.
Oh. Yeah, Ethel just sort of blushes, like, "Oh, that's so kind of you." I appreciate that. That recipe my mama taught me, so I do love that bread. I love it when it's a little bit coarser, not always so squishy. So I hope you like that too. Make sure you don't leave seeds in your teeth, though.
Do you make a lot of this bread?
Oh yeah, every morning we have this for breakfast and lunch, and then for dinner we have usually something without bread. But that's one of our staples. Yeah.
Do you think you could maybe bake 5 or 6 loaves a day?
Oh yeah. Could you use 5 or 6 loaves a day?
Yes, we're opening up a tavern in the city up there, and yes, this bread is so nice. I'm sure it would go well with the fish from my village. I can just see it now. I'm sure we can get a chef in to do this. So I would be happy to purchase the bread from yourselves for our...
Well, yeah, if you just tell us where to go. I've got a friend who goes into town to the market every day and can make a stop over wherever you are if it's not too far. We can drop it off. It's great bread for like putting lots of cheese on it and lots of other things. And you can put lettuce and tomato, and you can stack all that on there. That coarser bread, it doesn't get soggy. So that would be fantastic.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, it'll be a couple of weeks before we open up, but I will definitely let you know once we are.
Oh, well, there you go. She said, "Well, take one for the road, and that way you can enjoy it on your way back. And please do get back in touch with us. A little extra money would really help us."
So very kind, and you are welcome.
Yeah. So, yep. Okay, Ethel and Ethan. They're your local bread suppliers. Yeah, okay.
Nothing but the best for the old haunt.
There you go. Upscale, like farm fresh homemade bread. So
Yeah.
make a note of that. Okay. Yeah, so they leave you clear your plates away when you're done, and
Well, considering we have no more leads right now, what do we guys think? Continue looking around or just go for the monk?
I'd say have another quick look around, see if we can find any more clues as to where these things would have come from. If we have no luck, we'll, I suppose, head up to the monk.
Yeah, I guess, well, I assume the corpse is still around. In that case, like, Clue's just gonna investigate it for any, like, marks that it might have.
okay, go ahead and roll investigation.
21.
So what you can tell about the fabric is that it's a very common burlap. There's nothing really denoting anything special about it. And also, you're not seeing any particular signs of magic or, things that would set it off. It just looks like the hay has been burned. The other stuff has been charred. It's pretty damaged to get a good read on it.
Well, nothing here. We lost the tracks. I'm out of ideas here, guys. Unless any of you have some magic to pull out of their hat, I do not think we have anything here.
I got nothing.
Unfortunately, my sort of magic isn't particularly good for that sort of thing.
Yeah, same.
Well, up to the monk it is then.
Okay. Let me just I don't really have a good map for that. So at this point, yes, it's getting on about 1 o'clock. And if yeah, go ahead.
Before we leave, I will give the couple my address, and I tell them if any more scarecrows turn up or anything similar, just to send a message to me at my house in the city.
Oh, are they keeping like, oh, we'll keep that safe, and we'll see what you can do. We'll let you know right away if we hear any more trouble.
Thank you very much. You take care now.
Oh, thanks. You too. Well, you guys can take care of yourself pretty well, so you probably don't need our well wishes, but you have them anyway.
Indeed. Take care. Bye-bye for now.
Okay. Right. So, you head off. You walk like about another hour or so. So it's getting to be kind of midday. And, like what did I say? Like 2 o'clock in the afternoon? So? Yes. So what we're going to do now is to get up the mountain, we're going to do some skill checks. So each of you will have the opportunity to do 2. You have to pass 1. And you can use whatever skills you're good at to help you be successful in attaining this goal. So the idea is, you're going to be going up a mountainside. It's going to be a very difficult path. So anything that you can do that you think would help yourself or the party to stay on track and an easier way, you can come up with a solution yourself and then roll your preferred skill.
Well, could I use perception to just see if there's any like loose rocks to make sure we don't like trip or fall?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and do a perception check.
17.
Yep, that's fine. So as you're going along, you are spotting places where you think the earth might be a little bit unstable, or also pointing out like ways to get around things that are quite dangerous. And you continue on your way. Nobody gets hurt, and nobody feels exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Actually, what I can also do is for... Well, I guess I'll give this to Mara. I'm just gonna quickly cast guidance. Just so help.
Okay.
Should we maybe do a rest so that Thalvar can heal up?
I mean, we also have
Oh
healing
yeah.
left.
How
This
bad?
this is gonna be a diplomatic mission, so hopefully we don't have to fight that much.
Mm.
Yeah, but I don't trust any of us not to piss him off.
That's fair.
I trust Delvar and Clue not to piss him off.
I think Thalvar might be the only one not to piss him off, but we should probably get Thalvar healed up so Thalvar does not die.
Well,
Was Thalvar
Thalvar
hit
has a
back?
couple of potions of healing in case they become necessary later on.
I also have still have a spell slot for healing word, so we still have healing options. But if you want to do a short rest, I'm not gonna stop you.
Mm-hmm. Thalvar's fine without a rest. He only used a cantrip.
Yeah, so sorry, are you doing you're rolling a hit dice on your short rest? Is that what you're doing?
Oh, no, I don't think we're doing a short rest.
Oh, okay, right, okay. Sorry, I dipped out for a second while I was looking something up.
Okay, so Mara, think of something. I gave you an extra D4.
Let's see. Can I roll a investigation as we're walking, since I have guidance now?
Yeah, what are you going to investigate?
Wait, where are we?
You're
Can
kind
someone
of
ping me?
we're not really on the map. The mountains aren't properly on this
We're
map.
halfway up a mountain.
Oh, that helps. Okay, I was like, wait, I
Theater
see
of the mind.
Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can find any fun herbs.
Okay.
Well, like to see if the monk had been there.
Well, actually, you kind of know where he's going to be. So this is more on
My
like,
brain is
yeah, getting up the.
All right. Do I really need guidance to get up a mountain?
Well,
I
it's
mean,
difficult
It's
terrain.
free. It's a cantrip.
Yeah. So, for instance, if there is let's say there's a kind of a dangerous area where the path gets a little more narrow, you could maybe do like an acrobatics check to put a rope up to help people have something to hold on to as they go
Okay.
along a very narrow part of the path.
All right. So I'll use it. I'll hold on to it.
Okay.
So until we come across something that might require my wanderer assistance.
Okay, well, everyone's just sort of coming up with something to contribute. I mean, actually, Clue didn't have to do two because he passed his first one, but he had two ideas. So
Yeah.
you get two chances. You have to pass one of them. So let's say, yeah, you come to an area in the road where the path looks like it's been washed away either by erosion, some sort of rock landslide or something, and you basically have to go almost 1 foot in front of the other in order to make it properly around.
Okay. Can I set up? Can I do an athletics check and set up a rope guide
Yes,
to like kind of help us balance?
correct. Yeah, go ahead and roll your check. Oof, very, yeah. You tie it to a very stable area, and you kind of shimmy along there, leaving the rope, and then you tie it off at the end so that if anybody wants to go along that area, they can actually hold on to your rope, make sure they don't fall.
Mm-hmm.
You did not need that extra D4.
But you didn't know that at the time.
No.
Okay, so you passed your check. Hibara and Thelvar are next. Also, if you wanted to roll
So-
survival because you want to make sure you don't get lost on your way up the mountain, you're still going in the right direction.
Yeah, to be honest, that's probably the best thing Hibara can do in this situation. Nope.
Well, D4 was a healthy rider.
All right. So, you end up like climbing up an area halfway up before realizing that you are going in the wrong direction. And you now have a point of exhaustion.
Oof.
Do you want to come up with another try and try again?
Let's see.
Figuring out we're lost, Thelvar's gonna do an investigation check to see if he can figure out which way we should have been going.
Okay, yeah, that works.
Looking for landmarks based on the city.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's the wrong one.
Yeah,
That one.
that's exactly on the DC. So, all right, excellent. Yeah. So, Hibara, if you want to have one more go.
We can try.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So I think when you're exhausted, you get disadvantage on your ability checks. So, unfortunately, you've got 2 points of exhaustion. You're gonna have to take a long rest. This is really tiring you out. It's been a while since you've been climbing. It doesn't affect your ability to do any attacks or your spell saving throws. It's just on your checks. So that's right. You guys make it to the top. Hibara's looking pretty tired. Like she went scampering up this cliff face, confident she was going in the right direction, only to have Thelvar go, "No, wait, you're going in the wrong way," and she had to sort of scale her way back down. She's pretty tired. But the rest of you are doing okay. And you see basically a tiny little wooden hut sat at the top of a edge of a cliff. So it's in an area of the mountain where part of it juts out. And there's a magnificent view of the city and the ocean below, and the clouds are for miles. The day is getting about 4:30 now, and it's autumn, so it's starting to get hints of the evening, but not quite getting anywhere near dark. And you see the light fall on this very simple, very plain wooden hut.
Okay. Guess we're going towards and just gonna politely knock on the door.
Mm-hmm.
You hear from inside.
Hey, hello, is this Halam? We're here on orders of Varja. Just having a quick check-in. Don't want to waste too much of your time.
You see from the back there's a kind of a portly looking monk, bald, older gentleman. He's stood in front of a fire with his back to you. Looks like he's got some sort of teapot that he's watching as the water prepares to boil, and just goes,
Hibara wants to know if you have any... Varja wants to know if you have any information on threats to the city. Just hoping to get some information and leave you to your own, I guess.
Go ahead, Clue, and do me a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Doesn't matter, 18.
Yeah, still a good guess. He goes, Vajra. You can sit down if you want.
I can stand. Shouldn't take too long now, should it?
I will take a seat. It was a long trip up the mountain. Thank you very much for the offer.
So,
Sit, stand, do what you want.
man of my heart. So, what about threats to Waterdeep? Give me the deep.
Very demanding group. Not very polite.
Just trying to be respectful of your time, sir. Sooner you answer, the sooner we can leave.
Okay, roll perception clue. I'm sorry, persuasion, not perception.
Persuasion 11.
Yeah. Whose time is important,
I mean, from what I hear, yours.
Indeed. We didn't want to take up too much of your time. We know that you probably have so much to do, and we just would like to get our information and be on our way and leave you in peace. Would you like some bread? It's freshly baked this morning from the local village down there on the cliff. It's mighty delicious, I might say.
For the first time, you see his face turn a little bit toward your door. You get a profile of this very stern-looking man. Roll persuasion with advantage. Bread, huh? What kind of bread?
Indeed. It's, what did she call it again?
Coarse bread.
That's it. It's coarse bread. It's, as I say, freshly baked this morning on a local farm, and I can vouch for just how delicious it is. It's so delicious that I've started negotiations for them to supply our tavern that we're opening up with bread every day. That is just how brilliant it is.
Clue just like hangs over Telvar. Let's not bore him with too many long stories about our business endeavor, shall we?
Oh, no, of course not. I'm just explaining how good this bread is.
By the way, I can... Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I can just give you a handout of this grumpy old man you're dealing with. There you go.
If he just stays it, he'll know himself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is very, very true.
So he takes the pot of boiling water. He grabs 4... I don't know, I guess you'd call them sort of cups. They aren't matching. They're just sort of like wooden bowls of different shapes. And he slams down 4 of these bowls in front of each of you and one for himself. Throws some leaves in yours and his. Pours the water in each of them and says, "All right, let me try this bread."
Yes, here you go.
All right. So he goes ahead and takes the bread. Why don't you go ahead and roll me persuasion again with advantage?
Persuasion.
All right. So Vajra sent you, huh? He says.
Mm-hmm.
Indeed. There's much going on in the world, and we're just trying to look out for the city and its citizens and those that live around the city.
He goes, Well, all right. This is what you can tell Vajra. Evil's twin hides its face for now. Expect that to change before winter's end.
Very ominous. Thank you very much, sir.
Leave the bread.
Of course. I'm glad you enjoy it. We shall... if that is all, we shall be off now and leave you in peace.
Yeah.
Thank you for the drink.
Yeah, by the way, you needed 2 persuasion checks, so both Clue and Telvar, you guys both made contributions to that, so... Yeah, so going down the mountain is not nearly as difficult. You've already got the rope guide there to help you that Mara set up. And Hibara, yeah, you're quite grateful for it because you know it makes you feel secure as you slide down. So it takes you, by the time you get to the bottom of the mountain, it's getting to be about 6 6:30, starting to get pretty dark. I mean, the sun hasn't gone down quite yet, but you should be, by the time you get back to the city, it will be dark.
I mean, I'd love to go to a party tonight, but Hibara looks kind of tired.
Yes, that she does. All that scrabbling up and down sheer cliffs. How she manages it, I don't know, but...
Now remember, exhaustion doesn't affect your attack, just your skill checks.
I mean, she has 2 levels, so her movement speed is halved.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true. Thank you for reminding
Exhaustion
me.
is really nasty. Like, you only lose 1 per long rest, so that's obvious. Whew.
Yeah, it was a hard trip. I mean, I could have rolled a 1d4. Which would have sucked if you had 4 levels of exhaustion. That seemed a bit much for
at
one mountain.
6, you just die. So,
Yeah.
I kind of modified that rule to just 1 per fail as opposed to 1d4 for not making your your saves, as it were. So, yeah. So do you guys? But yeah. You go back. It's definitely past dusk by the time you get to the city gates.
I mean, Clue's definitely gonna go back down to the dockward to investigate a bit more, but if the rest of the team wants to...
Well, they don't know. To be fair, you haven't told them anything yet.
Yeah, I mean, I don't expect them to, come with me.
But
Unless they just...
you haven't told them about the job, though. You actually... they heard about it, but you haven't actually in
I
character.
haven't explained it or anything.
Yeah, so
no.
do you want to do that? Do you want to go ahead and recruit them? Or...
I mean... He's gonna say vague about it, but yeah, he's gonna explain that there's some elves turning up that in the dockward, and some people hired him to figure it out. So, if Hibara's feeling better, we should, look around at night for a bit.
Indeed, that does sound like a troubling situation. I would be happy to help you out anytime, of course.
Appreciate it.
I'm down.
Okay, so
Tamara just shuffling along with her eyes closed.
catnap. All right, so sorry, tell me, you guys know who's doing what now?
Well, I assume you guys are going back to the northward to rest? And then
Yeah, probably.
Chloe is just gonna, hang around at the dockward, see if he notices anything and if he has some time left.
Okay, well, only Hibara, just pointing out, only Hibara is got exhaustion points, so...
I mean, if you guys want to join me in investigating things...
And if I remember, it did say the dead of night, which I would say past midnight.
Oh yeah, because Hibara only needs 4 hours for a long rest, right?
That's true.
So she could get an early one, maybe at Clue's house because it's in Dockward, and then after that we can just investigate.
Yeah, if you get into town about 6:30, 4 hours would put you at about 10 p.m. Yeah.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Then you guys will retire back to Clues, and Hibara will do her little rest up thing. You can remove a point of exhaustion.
As we're taking a short rest, I can expend a hit dice.
Yes, you can. Go ahead. Actually, you're 2 levels, so you should have 2 hit dice if you want. Yeah, you should be topped up.
8. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that's fine. You guys are, not quite tip top, but better, much better. Yeah. So it's about 10:30 at night. Hibara's looking. Her eyes are brighter. She's a bit more sassy. She was unusually quiet, and it kind of was unsettling for all of you. The fact that she was acting so not unusually.
Sedated.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, but it's definitely night has fallen. It's a clear sky. You can there's a partial moon. I don't know if it's waxing or waning. I'll have to check. But yeah, the streets now are mostly filled with the kind of nighttime sounds of revelry, not the daytime sounds of business and stuff, but more of the kind of social things and the dealings that go on at night.
Okay. Yeah, Clue's gonna go up to Hibara and just go, "Look, Tara, I'm looking for elves. I don't know if you're cool with being bait or just asking here."
Who
he's
is looking for elves?
We don't know who, but we know they're not a fun bunch. Let's say the elves leave with a bit of a light-headed feeling.
Okay.
So, you want to risk it, or... Because we'll be there, just right behind the corner, just ready to pounce.
Okay.
I guess we're leading Hibara into an alley. Just yell if anything happens.
Okay.
So, Clue, dear boy, before we head off, if we find this person responsible, are you planning to attempt to bring him back alive, or is his mortality status free for you to decide?
Well, they didn't mention keeping them alive, but at the same time, figuring out why they're doing it might not be a horrible idea.
Very good, very good. In case they're needed, Selvar whips out a pair of manacles from his backpack. I have these if they are needed to restrain whoever.
Sounds good. But also, maybe important to notice, don't tell the watch about this. Just, want to make sure we're all clear on that.
Say no more, my friend. Sometimes our line of work, although they're not quite the same, but sometimes we have to kind of ignore the laws.
I mean,
they can be some troublesome sometimes. I quite understand.
It's internal business, No need to get the cops involved.
No, of course.
Okay, can you tell me whereabouts in the dock ward you guys are going to set up?
We weren't given a very precise location where these murders were happening, but I guess somewhere around, Spiderweb Alley, let's say.
Okay, can you ping that for me? Okay, thanks. All right. So exactly what are you guys gonna do?
Well, we're just gonna, guess in the general area, have Hibara wander around as we follow at a distance, just trying to go unnoticed.
Okay. Mara, Thelvar, Clue, all give me a stealth check.
Oh, I'm not good at these. Yeah. I'm super stealthy.
Clue wasn't doing great either.
So basically it looks like 3 people are walking down the street.
Yeah. Clue was busy trying to learn Undercom and it got in the way.
But Mara, do me a perception check. One thing you notice is that the bar on this street, it's mostly humans. You don't see any elves in this bar.
Okay.
You guys it's not like people don't really stand out in Waterdeep, but it just seems like that's a pretty homogenous bar. It doesn't seem to be serving things that elves are into drinking, that place.
Well, guess we can continue exploring the Darkward a bit then.
Yeah, go ahead.
Clue did tell Hibara that she's supposed to be bait, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I explicitly said, are you cool with being bait?
Then she'd probably not really like raise a huge ruckus over it, but just going along the streets kind of semi shouting like, I'm an elf walking down the street doing nothing. So I guess it'd be a performance.
Yeah, please go ahead, roll performance. Oh, so you're attracting a lot of attention. You're like,
You're
yeah.
a very convincing elf.
I don't know if that's very convincing people that they're elves.
I assume you're also acting drunk.
A little, well, not really drunk, but just like, I mean, she's someone walking down. She's an elf walking down the street, just semi shouting that she's an elf.
Can you sing that song again?
I'm an elf, la la la. Look at me, walking down the street, doing nothing. Da, 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 I'm an elf.
Yeah. You see, what I picture on that is Habara pretending to be drunk, stumbling around, singing as if she's a drunk elf, just singing about being an elf walking around the streets. It at least comes across as convincing as something an elf would do.
Not at all suspicious.
Not suspicious at all.
But adorable. Okay, well, this street doesn't seem to be presenting any menace to Hibara.
Well, he's just gonna like stealthily just walk next to her and just go like, let's explore the rest of the dark world a bit, and just like continue walking as if like she wasn't there.
Okay.
She's gonna keep on singing the song of being an elf walking down the street
All around the
the
dark
night.
world.
All right. Let's see. Hibara, why don't you go ahead and roll a 1d100 for me?
If I get attacked by another
right. Right. As you are walking along the street singing your little song, there's a gust of wind that comes through one of the alleys as you're crossing past it, and a sheet of paper comes tumbling up and sort of wraps itself up in your like around your ankle. A piece of paper, Hibara, that's attached to you.
Governor's gonna reach down and just pick it off. What is it?
Yeah, so on it you see that it's an advertisement for a new play that is opening in a local theater in the area. He gives some dates and a little bit of information about the passion of Kristalla, this new apparently like play that's being put on. That's it. Just a little bit of detritus of the.
Then she'll take a look at it for a couple seconds, read what's on it, burn it, and then she'll just continue on walking down the street.
Yeah, that's fine.
She cast Druidcraft right there.
Walking down the street, random clouds flying around my head.
So yeah, so she's doing that. There's a piece of paper, so she pauses, dead silent. The paper bursts into flames, and then she just continues walking on.
I'm an elf. Da. All right. So you've tried that street. You found a random advertisement for a local theater production, Amdram. Where are you off to now, or what would you like to do now?
I mean, we're following Hibara. What's her grand plan in the part? She has no idea where anything is.
Yeah,
Yes.
she is literally just walking blind in this place. Well,
So you started
Dark
on
vision.
Ship Street. Is there anywhere else you want to head to now?
I mean,
south. We're south.
that works.
But yeah, this
Yeah.
way.
Okay. Yep. Are you guys still attempting to be sneaky as you enter this new area of the city with her?
uh-huh.
All right.
Bara's not.
Rahabar's not right. Everyone else
You're right.
roll.
Very specifically trying to
Everyone
trouble
else, yeah, roll stealth. Okay, well,
Finally, Clue does something useful.
you. Fuck off.
so
Oh, the
and-
dice do not like you.
so it looks like there are two friends escorting a drunk elf home. From what most people could see, what you're noticing about this area is that it's not very well trafficked. There don't seem to be any taverns in particular, or any kind of congregating people in this area.
Well. I mean, how late is it at this point?
So yeah, let's say that you guys left around 10ish, walked around first round. Let's call it like past midnight. You're starting to see that the taverns are closing. People are drunkenly going home, and things are starting to quiet down. And now it's mostly just the city watch that you see. Occasionally you'll see a carriage go by, but it's definitely getting to be like closing time. You feel like if there's a window for like people moving around, it would be like you're kind of getting to the end of it.
Yeah, we can walk around a bit longer, but
Yeah, if you want. You want to tell me where you want to go?
I mean, I guess Clue's gonna try and steer Hibara into the direction of Snail Street.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. You want to roll performance, Hibara?
Okay. I mean, same performance. This
Yeah,
worse.
yeah.
Slightly worse, but the same.
Her voice is getting a little tired now. Let me just check the location here. Sorry, I'm looking something up briefly. Where you guys are on Snail Street?
Yeah, well, we're going to like this alley to Snail Street, so
Yes. Okay. As you're heading past, as you're walking along Snail Street, one thing that you do notice, everyone's a little bit more stealthy. You guys are getting the hang of it this time. Yay. That was like, sorry, did you guys roll again?
yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, can you roll me stealth for people who are shadowing Hibara? Hey, Mara.
Ooh.
Yeah, like a oof. Yes, like I said. Oh,
Two stealthy people and Belvar just fucking tripping over barrels.
Considering Thalvar was the only one that passed the first one.
yeah. It's touch and go. It's touch and go. But as you're going past Snail Street, you notice a tavern called Mule Skull Tavern. There's quite a lot of elves and half-elves and humans, but it's kind of the biggest congregation of elf and half-elf people that you've seen as you've been walking in the Dockward area tonight.
I wouldn't happen to notice Sanatherum colors on any of them, right?
Sorry? Any what?
Yeah, if I notice any Zant colors on them.
Oh, inside, no, there's nobody in particular that you recognize as wearing any Zent things. No.
Okay.
I mean, the bar is clearing out there. There's just like a handful of stragglers. They seem like the people who are like pretty determined to drink all the way till the end, till the bar closed. But no, this is, like I said, the one thing you do notice is that there's actually like half elves and elves hanging around here.
Mm-hmm. Good to know. Well, I was considering like everybody's clearing out. I guess we're just gonna start leaving. Just gonna tell Ibar to just start moving up to the northward, and well, as soon as we're out of the dockward, we're essentially just gonna be joining her.
Okay. All right, you want to sing your way out of the dockward? Okay, go ahead and roll me a last performance check. Oh, look at you go.
Very consistent.
Your song echoes along the empty streets as you go. Occasionally you'll hear someone go, "Shut up!" as you go by. Hibara doesn't care.
Nope.
Yeah. And are you all heading then over to the tavern? Or where are people going? So yeah, it's past midnight now. You still have 1 point of exhaustion, Hibara, so you'll definitely want another long rest, and it'll be time for other people to have a rest as well. So
I mean, she can't do that yet because it's a once per day thing.
oh, okay, right. She can go meditate though for a bit, I guess, or hang out in the house. So, yeah,
Technically, it's past midnight, so it's
that's
a new
true.
day.
She did do it on one day. She did do it on yesterday. It was 10 o'clock in the. It was 10 o'clock in the morning, or sorry, 10 o'clock in the evening when she finished her long rest. So, and she had been up the night before, but I mean, I don't want to like have her dragging around a point of exhaustion. If she has a full night's sleep, for the next session, she'll be fine.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we're all just going to the northward. Guess Kalu is just crashing in the old haunt today.
Yeah. So you guys get back. The Bob and Bob have locked the doors for you. So as you open it, a lantern lights spontaneously, and it sort of sets up as Lith comes over and helps you guys out of kind of like your coats or whatever. And draws. He's actually Bob and Bob have gone out and decided to. Well, they're dipping into the stash, but they bought their own keg of fresh beer, and they asked Lith to set it up, and Lith was absolutely fine. So there's still more than half left. I mean, they only had a couple after work. Because they kind of think of Lith now as sort of a helper. He's done a lot of stuff in the kitchen with them, and they kind of like him, and they're writing messages back and forth. You can see all kinds of finger mark prints of little conversations from Bob and Lith and the other Bob and Lith back and forth along the mirrors, and parts where they had kind of like wiped it out, but parts where they had left it because they had instructions about what they were going to do. Lith lights a lantern for you as you guys come in. It's pretty late. And pours each of you 4 beers and sort of slides them down the bar so that you can pick them up if you want.
Oh, thank you very much, Liv.
Yes, and of course, Thelvar, you feel much better just walking back in here with the protection that he's put on the house, so you feel that darkness lift a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Thelvar makes himself nice and comfortable. Oh, it's so good to be back.
Guess we'll want to go in with a better plan next time.
We just need to be sneakier. We're really bad at it.
I mean, to be honest, it's not like those murders are happening constantly, so we might have just had bad luck. Or
Maybe.
good luck, depending on how you look at it.
If the target is elves, maybe it would be a good idea to stake out by that bar we ended up at.
I mean, definitely. But that's trouble for another time.
Of course.
Lith also presses, kind of pushes a piece of paper that says on it, dear gracious owners of the haunted, what's it called again? The old haunt? The old haunt, yes. Stopped by today to talk. Sorry I missed you. We'll be back tomorrow to see in what ways I can help. Your Perrin, hopefully, closed Perrin, future Duomo, Phaedra.
Oh, guess we should spend a bit more time here tomorrow. Maybe catch our future employee.
That'd be a good idea.
Indeed. And by tomorrow we should hear back about the fish So, yes, I think spending some time here tomorrow, we can make plans for what we're going to do when we open this place. And
By the way, just to say, Ahana, your voice has gone a bit soft again, so I don't know if you can get... Yes, thank you.
Yes, indeed. Spending some time here tomorrow. It seems like a good idea. After all, we should hear about the Fisher by tomorrow, so we've got plenty to do here, and we can maybe make some plans ready for our opening.
What we do need to remember is to go to Varja real quick, give her the information we got from the monk. That'll be the first thing we do in the morning, and after that we'll do some planning.
Yes, that sounds very good, yes.
All right.
Okay.
So are you guys... when you go up into the second level, the third level, and the fourth level, you've noticed that the Bobs actually did instead of doing one room and spending a lot of time on the second level, what they've done is they've done a sort of a light job everywhere. So if people do have cots or whatever, you wanted to crash out in the spare rooms or in the common areas, or basically because Hibara is on the balcony in the den, and Mara's taken over the library. Like, all the bedrooms are still open.
Actually, just take a bedroom down.
Yeah, let me give you back to your... that's the alley. Sorry, let me get you to the right map. There's like so many maps. There you go. Your Trollskull Manor map. There you go. Yeah. There's you can see there's Lith. He's behind the bar. Yeah, so if anyone wants to crash here on a cot or whatever else, or how you want to go, yeah, I think you guys have earned a night's sleep. Except Mara. Mara gets a visit from a golden, silver, beautiful light. And when you see the light, Mara, you feel an intense sense of peace and ease and calm. It's not something that you're very familiar with, but it's something that it's an inner strength that you feel welling up inside of you, inspired by this beautiful light. And you hear a voice, not so much like in your ears, so much as in your soul, your very being, that tells you, my dear sweet child, good is always a choice. Good is always an option. It takes more strength to be patient than angry. It takes more courage to rejoice in the good fortune of others than it is to be jealous. It takes more power to be restrained in the face of your enemies than to merely be vengeful. You have immense good within you. Do not forget, you are a person who has the power to make choices, and we are here to help you. If you want, at any point, you can call on us. And when you wake up, you are going to have your third point of inspiration.
I'm just hoarding at this point.
All right, well, this seems like a sensible place to close off for this venture. You guys have had a big day. You've done a lot.
Yay!
You killed scarecrows. You got some information for the Blackstaff. You did investigations into murders. Yeah, so you've had a full day, to say the least. Yeah. And I think what I'll say is for the next session, we'll go a bit longer. We've been, I think the last two were about 2.5 hours, but maybe the next we could go a little closer to 3.5. Because the Fisher will be open, and that will be a bit more sandboxy, because like today I with these I sort of prep what I think you guys might cover in a session, and when you get close to the end and it seems like a natural point, then I wrap it up. But that one, it won't be like a full day to do the whole thing, so that means you can just kind of keep going or break it up into 2 sessions as you guys feel. So yeah, you can plan on a longer session for next week.
Okay.
Right. Yes, and yeah, you got woohoo, tick tick. Nicely done. Very, very well done. And I will also try to make the battles a little more challenging. I was thinking about throwing 5 scarecrows at you, but then I wasn't quite sure how it would go. But clearly you guys can handle more stuff, so I'm going to up the game a little bit.
I mean, the fact they were weak to fire
Yeah.
definitely helped.
Yeah.
Yes, having a pyromaniac or two.
Yeah, that helps, and the fact that they failed to terrorize is also
Also.
a benefit. If they hadn't made those fails and had managed to terrorize all of us, things may have gone a slightly different way.
Yes.
This is
So-
very true.
And you guys hit well. I mean, I think you had like one person missed and everything else
Yeah, I
hit.
started with the
Yeah,
miss.
but then everything else, I was like, yeah, let's go. And then you guys like, boom, 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 fire damage, double damage,
mean,
crit.
I mean, I feel the charm person, but that was a Hail Mary to start
Yeah,
with.
they have immunity to being charmed though.
Yeah.
So-
I was a
Yeah,
there
it's
was
worth
a
a
decent
try.
chance it wasn't charmable, but if I did charm it, we would know what was going on.
That's true. And of course, Clue wouldn't know. And none of you had experienced a scarecrow before, so you would have no idea what, other than the hay bit, like burn.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, excellent.
Oh, that reminds me. Clue's staying here that night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. No, I'm saying here.
Okay, so like at the end of the day, Hibara would come up to Clue and just be like, "Hey, you know those bird things?
What bird things?
The paper birds.
Yeah. What about them?
I need to send one."
Guess you could go to a wizard for that.
Actually,
I don't
Clue,
know,
why don't you
do
go ahead and roll me an intelligence check?
Just flat intelligence.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know a guy who knows a guy who can get you some paper. Yeah, you can get paper birds. You know where in town you can actually you can get some. So
I mean, guess I can get you some. What you need them for?
Oh, I just need to tell the Green Enclave that we killed those scarecrows. They're the ones who told me about them.
Oh, that's nice of them. Don't know why you can't just tell them directly, but if you want paper birds, I can show you where to get them.
Yep, I can get you. And so next session, if you guys want to go and pick some up, yep, we can get you some paper birds. No problem.
Okay. And then, yeah, while his Zamton Kulu is gonna be reading that book about Undercommon.
Okay. Yep, sounds good. You do your studying at night then. Night school. Excellent. All right. Yeah, so that'll be our session, and then next time, we'll be doing a different map when Omen, like it's like Omen, like a portent, like a good omen or a bad omen. I keep want to say Omar, and I don't know why. I think it's because I watch The Wire too often, and now like just Omar is what was like Omar, not Omen, that wants to come out of my mouth. Good job, guys. And yes, when each of you report back, let's see. So yes, you will. I'll sort it out, but remind me, and I forget in case I don't. But each of you will have renown. Well, we have to work out. One of the things that your major domo will work out is your residency permits for Mara and Hibara. Because both of you aren't technically residents, but she knows some people who can get the paperwork done for you. I'm sorry, they do. And then when you tell Vajra, everybody will get renown with Force Grey, so that'll be cool. Yes, so one of the things is you should track your renown points, so make sure somewhere in your character sheet you're tracking, because you might have more than one faction that you have renown with, and you might have different levels of renown depending on what you do for them, and things like that. So yeah, just remember, that like renown is going to work like that. And then I think then the other thing that we didn't get a chance to do, which is absolutely not a problem, is to do the skill tests on or the skill checks. The test sounds like a class, and this is not a class, but skill checks on the upgrade or the renovation project that you guys are going to be doing. So one things you can think about is like one thing you could offer for so I think there need to be like, well, I think it's supposed to be something like 6, but I like the idea of giving everybody 2 chances, you know, at least to, and so think about something you could do to maybe help with the renovation project. So it might be finding, like Hibara might find something in town in a waste dump that can be recycled as a piece of art.
This trash.
Yeah, yeah. Or Clue might know some people who have some materials that fell off the back of a truck, as it were, and they can use that in part of the renovation work. Or, you know, Mara might want to even like because she's quite strong. I get the feeling that she's, you know, very, like a robust person, a very, you know, like she could help with some of the work being done to get it done more quickly. Something like that.
Mara has a lot of upper body strength.
Yes, yeah. So maybe there's something that needs to be hauled up to the roof or something, you know, beams that need to be set up, and she can help that out to make it go faster rather than getting it a specialist or something. But whatever it is, whatever play to your strengths, if you have a persuasion thing or a deception thing, if you want to try to haggle for a better price or anything like that, it might be easier for you to come up with things prepared, or at least have a couple options rather than me just asking you on the spot. And then if you pass your thing, you're officially a rank 1, and you complete your mission, you'll be rank 1 within the guild, and then you can start looking at the guild benefits once that adventure is done. Yeah. And then just in terms of the pacing, there will be a few more offers that will come through. And I think then by the time, my idea is based on the milestones, like once you guys have done the Fishers and you've established which groups you want to have relationships with, and that kind of plays out however it does, then you'll move up to level 3. So I would say like another, depends on how long, maximum of maybe 3 or 4 sessions, I'd say, before you're kind of ready to move up. And I think, you know, moving up from 1 to 2 is really quick, and then it gets longer a little bit, you know, as you get more up. So yeah, that's just a kind of plan that I've got right now.
Sounds good.
Excellent.
Awesome.
Well, thank you guys for a fun time, and it's very entertaining. That's good. And yes, for the people watching in the future or now, is just to say goodbye from me and goodbye from the party. Say goodbye, party.
Bye,
party.
They all did their own little bits. Okay, yeah, off.